I told him that, in my view, the group was hopelessly insolvent on a balance sheet and a liquidity basis, that I didn't believe that even massive funding would save it, because I thought that there would be a run on the bank, and the amount of money that you might have to commit was, in my considered view, well in excess of $200 to $250 million. I indicated to him that I needed to convey this to the stakeholders, and also that if a liquidator was appointed, I thought that the return could be in the range of 30 to 35 cents in the dollar, and that all of the stakeholders would be in a position where a liquidator would be pursuing them for preferences, that is, money that they receive within 6 months of an appointment on an unfair basis compared to the other creditors. In particular, the National Bank, who, as you'll recall, James, was one of our most important clients, and had been for many decades, and also that there were about 1,400 mum and dad depositors or unsophisticated investors who had not had the opportunity to look behind the curtain as the major players, including the government, had, so that there was a need to look at how they can be dealt with. Politically, this was very, very difficult. It was a very highly charged atmosphere when I was then asked to go in and meet all the players. So there were representatives from Bond, a company called Spedley's, which featured in subsequent collapses in the early 1990s. There were a number of government instrumentalities, the SGIC, the State Government Insurance Commission, and the Government Employees Superannuation Board, all of which over the previous 2 years had been asked to invest, or directed to invest would be probably the more appropriate description. So we sat down, I gave my presentation. As you can imagine, with management there, the reception that I received was hostile. The Premier just sat at the end of the cabinet table and listened. I remember being accused of being incompetent, that if any of this information was released in public, the firm and myself would be sued for negligence. And I said, well, the numbers were all put up on a whiteboard. And I said, well, my position very simply is that I've had 5 days to look at this, and that's my preliminary conclusion. I'm happy if someone can point out where I'm materially wrong, but that's my view.